Hello,
Hi,
people.
everybody.
Good evening, good morning, happy lunchtime, and welcome to the Flickerverse Show, where we ask all the important what if questions. We are a full spoilers show for the Wheel of Time, so be aware, be warned. And we're on episode 14.
Already.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! How are we all feeling?
I have a weird eyelid spasm that's been annoying me for a couple of days.
You have an eye flicker.
I have an eye flicker, yeah.
What are you seeing with your eye flicker?
Darkness. Endless darkness.
I feel you.
Yep. So, how's Roger doing? You doing good?
I'm doing good. Bit of pain in my right wrist now, so I'm a bit afraid of getting the same shit I've got in my left and the right. But
Oh no.
beside that, I'm doing pretty fine.
Nice,
So
nice.
let's.
I got 1 hour of massage today, 1 hour of torture, so that was good.
Nice.
First time ever I got an arm massage.
Didn't involve any needles and stuff.
No,
No stabby stabs.
no stabby stabs, or just like finger stabbing.
Mm.
It was painful enough. Hopefully it feels better. So, Androl, you were off last week doing.
I was working. No, not music. I was working at my local rock club where I volunteer, and
Sort of musical stuff, then.
yeah, sort of, but it wasn't. Yeah, kind of music because it was an musician. So that was fun to be there and hang out and talk to other people, weird people.
Weird people are the best.
Yes.
Nice, nice. So we have some Wheel of Time stuff from like this week and last week that we can go through. Should we start with the What series one? Did you see the yeah, at the stage? Oh shit! Do we need to full screen that? Now we can't see you, but hopefully you can see this. We're having some screen issues tonight, so
Let's see if I can. Hang on.
We can see it.
oh,
It's
you
fine.
can.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, let's just do this. It's fine.
Yeah,
Look at the mad scientist.
yeah. I don't. What were their names? I've already forgotten. Iman Morrison and Ian Atwine, maybe. So maybe they're in season 3, and if they are, who do we think they're playing?
So I would say it's either minor roles in Tanchico, or they belong to the Sea Folk. But they look quite young to be on a Sea Folk ship.
Yeah, my first thought was like more Two Rivers people. Maybe one of them could be like part of Perrin's family, maybe, but that would be a bit sad.
Yeah.
Just yeah. So we know we're getting the Tanchico plot, we're getting Sea Folk, we're getting to the Two Rivers,
Getting,
getting to the Wastes.
yeah, Camelin.
Maybe Camelin.
Yeah, because the day Shore was seen on set, they were
right.
with Andorran banners, flying Andorran banners.
meeting and ended up earlier than I thought. So that's always nice.
Nice. So, jumping right into the discussion, who do you have any thoughts on who these two might be playing in season 3?
I mean, it's gonna be either Ailes or Triver people. I don't mind either. I don't know those people, so I'm like, we don't even know whether they're gonna be. I haven't seen Wednesday. Do we know whether? No, we don't. We don't even know whether they're gonna have a big role or not.
No.
So
No, we don't.
And
But-
it's not 100% confirmed that they're actually in Wheel of Time, even though it's like most likely. So
In Gigi era, we
yeah.
trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they will play Steve.
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 No.
Steve, perchance.
No more Steve.
I'm putting my money on the Two Rivers, like maybe parent relatives or something. We'll all see, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Will Alcine is the guy with the smile
yeah,
in the
Yeah.
books, right? So I can see the guy to the right there. Yeah, he got that. Hello, ladies. That kind of smile.
nice. So okay, we had some fun Instagram posts as well. Yeah, we had them posting some of the I lost the words. Concept art for the
Yeah.
show. And I love that coat. It's not exactly what we ended up with, but that looks so good. I love seeing all this concept art. It's so amazing. We had some, Lanfear one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a nice
That's-
costume.
I mean, it's really cool. I still don't know what I think about that whole scene, but
I mean, I'm fine with it. It's very much it shows that Lanfear's is from another time and has a very specific vibe.
yeah,
Yeah,
very, very
BDSM.
different from the books. But
It does the job.
I've been to parties like that.
Bet you have.
yeah, and the concept art is really cool as well here.
Especially when you see how much detail they put in every variation of it.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
nothing similar about anything.
So
Except
the
headpieces are, because those are, I assume, are concept art for the headpiece, for the headdress.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because the dress is the same in every picture. And when you see the amount of variation they put in everything, that's awesome.
it gives me very much a vibe of Hela in the Ragnarok
Yeah.
oh yeah, right.
Thor movie.
That
yeah.
was also a good look.
Well, it's easy, right? There's hardly anything you put on Kate Blanchett that will look good.
True.
True.
I love. I'm sorry. I just love this picture.
It's brilliant.
It's from the stunt team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but
I don't. 3 days ago, I just saw this today, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Gotta show this."
it's so fun because it's probably a real picture, but it looks like they're all photoshopped in.
Yeah. Especially the one,
Levitating Aiel. Yes, Nils.
especially the one right to the sun coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just floating totally unfazed and started by us, yeah, and she's whoop.
So casual.
yeah.
It's like when you're first trying out Photoshop and you only know to take one picture and put it in another one, but you don't know like anything else.
Yeah.
That's
Like
a bit
me.
the vibe we
I
get
don't
there.
even know that.
That's how I do my videos. That's why they
Wait,
look
we're
so
more
bad.
pictures here. I think we can. Yeah,
Aw.
Brigitte and Amarisu and another one of the heroes of the horn, maybe. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm.
I actually don't know who that heroes with a hat may be.
I have seen people like making lists of who's who, but I don't remember. And I can't remember the
Yeah,
names of the heroes either.
I really
Other
like how that person was dressed.
Yeah, it was really cool. Happy
Ascension.
Mhm.
Happy Shanshan. We don't want them to be happy. We want them to be sad.
No, I want them to be happy.
Depends on what makes them happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, and those are the stunt doubles for Rosamund and Daniel Henney, I guess.
Yeah.
That's cool. as well.
Ah, yeah.
They're not doing their own stunts. I'm disappointed.
Scandalous.
Yes, they're doing some of them, maybe, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'll. I mean, Daniel Henney stabbed Rosamund during season 1, so maybe they'll learn something. Alright, we had some more Instagram stuff. I think some more from the stunt people. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was this video.
Makeup.
I like the tees with the white brim head.
Oops.
And Uno without eye patch in the background.
I mean, and this should show you that it's such a difference between the seasons, because in the first, just see how many people are in this scene, and this is just a small one scene.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you see how many people, and you know they had to limit that on the first season. So, I mean,
Yeah.
just shows you that it gets better.
Oh, that picture is just so cute.
Yeah.
So
They all look so happy. They got flowers.
I'm guessing they were wrapping up, which is why the flowers. Or
Yeah, I
since
assume
it was
so.
their last scene, yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the last tweet from the Tweeter of
Yeah.
Chaos. They
Yeah.
were back this week for like 1 or 2 tweets at least. So
Yeah.
we hope they're not gone forever.
They'll be back.
They'll be back.
You
Oh
will
yes,
be
and we have our weekly Taylor post.
I love the comment. I don't know if you saw the comment he posted for that.
Yeah, to decide
for
if
the-
you.
I think that's
Widen
taken
the-
with a wide angle lens, right?
Yeah.
Because his arms look kind of weird compared to his body there. I mean, he has beefy arms, but I mean, that's no.
It was the espresso cup.
It's
No,
the
look at
espresso cup to mouse workout.
Yeah, snack water inspiration for the week.
Mhm.
Take some shots of espresso and then go to the gym, and you'll end up like this.
Mhm.
Of course.
So what I gather is if we're doing a snack water challenge, still we all have to go to Venice.
Is that
Right?
Venice? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I think he was in
it's
Venice,
St.
right?
Marcus Place. I
Yeah.
believe so.
Been on vacation.
Oh, never mind. That's just a tower. That's a... Come on.
Right. I think those were the last like Wheel of Timey stuff. news sort of stuff that we had.
There was also like an interview that came out with Rafe
Right.
and Eleanor. I don't know if anyone got the opportunity to listen to that podcast or not. I know it was only on their subscriber feed, but I did listen to it, and there was a few things. If I can find where my notes were.
No, I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
Yeah, it was a pretty short interview, like half an hour. But it was nice to get to listen to Rafe again. It's nice to see how much he loves those books and how much he loves making a show out of them. But there was a few nice stuff. Apparently, the red coat from Rand is coming back in season 3. So that's something that I found interesting.
He saved his fancy coat. Nice.
Yeah, the fancy coat is gonna make a comeback. So that's cool. They had a pretty long discussion about the 3 O's with Helen because she was asking him about whether Moiraine had broken the 3 O's when she was attacking those sentient ships. So, like, the short answer is no, because she's basically being attacked by sentients right now. But that also pushed Rafe to talk a little bit about what they have, what they're calling the 3 O's specialist on the show. So, like, for every script, they basically have rereads just to focus about the O's. So verifying that every action that is being done, everything that is being said, is it breaking the 3 O's or not? So they really are putting a lot of thought into that, which Rafe is saying it was an interesting challenge. When they started making the adaptation, apparently people considered not doing the 3 O's because that would be a nightmare for writers. And Rafe was like, yeah, but that's actually a very interesting thing because that pushes you to consider why people are acting in a certain way.
Yeah.
It would be weird to skip the 3 O's. That's like
yeah,
that would be really weird.
basically the foundation of the whole White Tower.
Yeah. So that was a nice thing. There was a bit of mention about Rand and Lan relationship being developed in season 3, which I think we had heard of before. And also he talks a little bit about Matt and Min, which apparently came up because when Donald joined the group, he had a dynamic that like people thought would match very well with Kay Alexander's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also kind of why they put them a bit together in season 2, and apparently they stick around to each other like in season 3. So we keep having this duo in season 3, and Rafe even said they have, so that's a quote, they have a lovely arc with each other that sets each of them on a path that they really take through the remainder of the books. So I'm curious what that's gonna be, and I'm excited to see the 2 of them again because I really enjoy that duo.
Yeah, I just had a thought that because they haven't been through like the doorway and Matt hasn't heard like, oh, you need to go to Ridian, so from the Eilfin and Aelfin. So maybe that could be a Min vision, like telling him you need to go to the waste with Rand or something. If they're like skipping the doorway for now.
Maybe it could be something that comes up after the doorway. Like, because Min has this thing with her power that like she hates her power because she knows that thing is gonna happen, and there's this lack of there's this fate and destiny and lack of the word disappeared, but it's anything she does is kind of dictated by something else.
Mm-hmm.
And if Matt goes through the doorway, he's gonna end up in the similar situation. And maybe they could relate on that specific aspect. And because Min needs to have the switch of like from I hate the spore to the spore are actually useful.
Mm.
So maybe that could be related to that. Maybe that's maybe they'll be able to relate on that, like that destiny that they don't want to go through. And yeah,
I'm wondering if this means that like they'll all go back to the White Tower for a bit, and even Matt, because where will Min be? She should be in the tower for the tower heist.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to the waste.
I mean, right now she's still in Karen.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's gonna go to Falma, because why would she? Or will she want to go to Falma because she knows that's where Matt and Ren are going, and she feels guilty about the visions and wants to do something about it. But in any case, it's gonna take her months to get there. Who knows?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I really wasn't
those
expecting
people
for
together
them.
again.
Yeah, I really wasn't expecting for them to interact again with each other in season 3, but apparently we
No.
will. So that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, this is a possibility, right? Because everywhere Min goes and Aes Sedai are
right.
nearby, Aes Sedai will just snatch her up and, oh, you're coming with us.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she should end up back in the tower. So, and maybe like the girls go back for the accepted tests and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting Matt to go back.
no, exactly. So,
And if Min is going back to Carrion, it could be because of Liandrin, because she is in Carrion as well still.
Yeah. Yeah, but like knows yeah, but no Min knows that Liandrin is linked with Ishamael.
Yeah, but she could force her compulsion.
Yeah.
Well, we will see. That's
we have been promised a fight with Gawain and Galad. In some
true.
way.
It's just in that case, I'm curious if
Lucius
Matt
says.
is going to go from Tarvalon to the Waste. But at the same time, Egwene is also gonna have to do that. So maybe he'll follow Egwene. Who knows?
I have to go to Tarvalon to beat up 2 royal asses.
Yeah.
That's a good enough reason.
Yeah.
Forgot his hat or something.
He hasn't gotten his hat yet.
Need to go and get his hat.
In the waist, just after I kick royal ass.
Yeah. And so outside of that, I think for the interview, that was pretty much it. There was a brief mention at the end of the interview about a season 4 renewal with so Helen saying she hopes we'll get some official announcement soon, and Rafe answering that he hopes so too. Then she basically joked and told him to go back to work to give us season 3 as soon as possible, and he was like, as soon as I'm leaving this room, I'm back to working on season 3 and thinking about season 4. So
Nice.
So yeah, I
Awesome.
like the dynamic. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're at least in preparation and scouting for season 4. Some locations.
Who knows? I mean, scouting is probably not the first thing, right? I think it would be more the writing phase before trying to find any sort of location. Unless there's specific location you already know you're gonna have in season 4. But even then, I feel like having a general scheme for the season 4 should be the first thing. And I'm pretty sure if the writer room had been together again for season 4, we would have heard of something.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like Blended Fool's comments. Love to see Swan, Liana, Min, and Logain on the run. Be some great dialogue. So yeah, we need. They're bringing back Logain to the tower as well. Bringing back Min and Logain maybe from Kyrian.
I mean, Rand and Moiraine are not in Cairn anymore, so there's literally no point for Logain to stay there.
No.
So Siuan is probably gonna pick him up and go to Tarbanan with him again. Interesting.
Okay. We had, or I made some memes this week. We can go through them before we jump over to this week's Flicker, perhaps. I've been watching Loki, or we've been watching Loki, and there's so much flickering going on. So,
are you watching the second season or the first one?
Oh, the second season.
Second season? I haven't watched it yet.
So far, it's a banger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I don't
and all
have
those flicker.
Yeah.
Mirror world. No. Let me see. What do you call them? Streams.
Those.
Timelines.
Timelines.
We have the sacred timeline and all the.
Ce pattern every time Belfast is used. Somebody just wants a sacred timeline. Full clock every time the show the first one they post.
The sacred timeline.
That's so true, Sue.
Yeah.
So yeah, bring on the memes. I think we'll get even. I have some more memes coming up. I think from Loki. So. Solution says, saw a post about it. Basically, I feel dumb watching the show because it's so confusing. I mean, it's time travel, mirror worlds, and it's confusing.
Can it be more confusing than Dark? It's a German show.
No. That was a great
Then we are
show.
fine.
Yeah.
Dark was
That
excellent.
was such a good show.
Yes.
Most of the time, German stuff is shit, but Dark was a masterpiece. Yeah,
You got some good shit, but I guess you keep the bad shit and we get the good stuff over here.
Every Til Schweiger movie sucks, and I'll die on that hill gladly.
Isn't that kind of the point though, with his movies? He just makes them because,
Or weird romantic comedy and not good ones, and always the same type. No, it's
Yeah, I mean, I think every country has their own vibe.
Yeah, I mean, Sweden, we only do like crime stuff, and it's the same every movie.
Yeah,
More or less.
France, it's a lot of comedy.
And-
A lot of comedy. I'm sorry, it's like it's a French comedy. It's a French humor, so most of the time it doesn't go abroad because it's so French. So
but there's a lot of French cinema that's really good, and
yeah, a comedy doesn't mean it's not good.
no. In every aspect.
I
mean the Taxi series in Marseille. Taxi.
No, by Luc Besson.
Yeah, but look, they're actually really funny, and French horror movies are excellent.
I don't watch horror movies, so I don't know.
Oh, I like it was on Netflix. Pardon my French, but Zone Blanche. That was really good, but it's just ended after, or they haven't renewed it or something, so I didn't get to see how it ends.
They have a lot of mini series in France.
Oh, that was a good horror series.
Yeah.
I think from all the European countries, Germany has the worst cinema. We're only good at depressive stuff like what was the international title of the Hitler adaptation, the Hitler movie?
No, I don't know what is in German. I bought the book it's based on when I was in Berlin. It's about when Hitler wakes up in modern day Berlin, right?
That's his back. That's great as well. But I was talking about the Untergang, the downfall.
Ah, yeah, the classic where you get from the memes when Hitler is
Nine. Right, that one.
Okay, should we jump over to this week's Flicker and see if our little...
Okay, we can relax and just let Camille go with it.
I haven't given any thoughts at all. So
But you have a written statement, right?
I do not have a written statement.
Okay. Flicker.
It is believed there are worlds where a year is only a day here, and others where a day is a year here. There are supposed to be worlds where the very air would kill us at a breath, and worlds that barely have enough reality to hold together. And as we set out to explore these realities, remember one thing: be steadfast.
So what if Siuan had left the White Tower with Moiraine to look for the dragon? What would have happened?
I don't know.
You wanna... or does anyone else? Roger, what would happen?
They
What if?
won't find Rand because they're too much
Too busy doing something
too
else.
busy.
I mean,
being
I
in the
think...
bamboo hut.
Yeah. They were... maybe she wouldn't have
I
latched
mean-
onto Lan.
They can fight against the dark and get dessert after.
Good point.
Absolutely.
Now, I think them traveling will be fine, and they would even make it quite fairly make it to rivers and find them. The problem would be who would be in charge in the White Tower, because you need Siuan there to prepare for the dragon being born again, and even that didn't work out that well in the books.
No,
That was-
how much did she really prepare? What? How did she prepare?
I mean, in the White Tower, you mean?
What?
Well,
In the books, yeah, in the White Tower. How much did she actually do to prepare the White Tower to support the dragon?
I mean, before being stealed, she did manage to have like the tower votes that they will support the dragon. It just the coup happened, which was very much facilitated by the Black Aja. Most of the people who voted for the coup were Black Aja sisters. So she was kind of fighting against White Tower prejudice against men who can channel, but also against like the Black Aja who had a very significant power in it. I think my main worry was that at some point in the books they did consider bringing more sisters to the knowledge of the dragon in order to be more people to have more people in the confidence, basically. And one of the person they consider was Sheriam. So my concern is that I don't see them leaving the White Tower without at least someone in the White Tower aware of what's going on. So would they have told Sheriam about it? Which would have screwed everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or imagine being Elida becoming the Merlin seat early.
I mean, my
That was
memories from New Spring are very poor, so I don't remember if anyone else was considered for becoming Amerlin?
I mean, during New Springs, the big issue is that it was a time where Amerlin were not lasting long because they kept being killed by the Black Aja. So I don't even know whether Elida would have been Amerlin earlier. My guess is that maybe they would have kept switching Amerlin seeds until someone from the Black Aja become Amerlin seed. There was like when Siuan became Amerlin seed, they were seriously starting to lack options.
Yeah.
Because she was a good Amerlin for the time she could, but they also basically put her because she was younger, so they thought they could manipulate her. So they did to Siuan basically what they did to Egwene later.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah, that's like 10 years after New Spring, something like that.
Yeah, and I can't remember who was the Amerlin before.
I mean, there was one that died during New Spring that started to see get killed by the Black Aja.
Sorry, you went in and out a bit, Camille. What did you say?
I mean, the Amerlin seed at the beginning of New Spring died during New Spring.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember which one was after. Amerlin seed.
Do you want to know a secret?
Always.
I haven't read New Spring.
You've read the main series 49 times.
I'm on my 49th reread of the Wheel of Time, but I still haven't read New Spring.
Shame on you.
Okay, so during New Spring we had Tamara, who lasted 6 years. Then you had Siuan, who was a grey that could have been a red, basically. Yes, it's Siuan is a grey that is that the one that kind of facilitated this hunt from the Red Sisters of all of the men channelers? Like, I think it's during our time that hunt started. Then you had Maris for like 4 years, and then you had Swan. So it takes 9 years from New Spring to when Siuan becomes the Amerlin, and she stayed the Amerlin for 11 years. And then you got Elida, who stayed 1 year.
Good one.
Actually, that's a good question. Do you own New Spring, Androl?
Bye, Androl.
Bye.
Yeah, Androl's banned from the show until he reads New Spring.
You read New Spring, right?
I read New Spring, yes.
Yeah, it's the last of the books that I read. I finished the series and I was sad, and I was like, oh, I still have New Spring. So I read New Spring, and then I was even more sad. It's not focusing.
It's still wrapped.
Okay.
Read it once.
Chapter 1. The hook.
Okay, for the next few episodes, it's just going to be Androl reading New Spring. And it's like, what's going to happen next?
What if Androl read New Spring?
Is he gonna read it already? But maybe. Androl opened the books, so maybe he's gonna start reading right now. Who knows?
You could get the audiobook and just you listen to Wheel of Time every day.
A cold wind gusted through the night across the snow-covered land where men had been killing one another for the past 3 days.
The end.
I think there's one beginning of a chapter, and I think it may be the one in Condor that is one of Lan's POV that was the first chapters of the original novella. But like there's a quote from it. I don't exactly remember the quote, but it just Lan feel so emo on it, and it's like something like Kandor was a place he knew he was gonna die or something like that. And I was like, man, how much black do you have in your clothes? It feels very dark from you.
Look, there's more of you.
I will steal Andrew's answer because then it will be over. I'm happy that this is not very good HD because this doesn't look that good. Because one of my trucker friends drove it over with his truck.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What was it? Was it on the floor, or where did he drive his truck?
Oh, I actually before I got into my truck, who stands beside him, I put my bag besides the wheel of his trucks. But usually I leave before him, and now usually I just throw in my bag into my truck, but I forgot it. So it was leaning against the wheel of his truck when he drove away. So 12 tons of truck over this book and my little portable studio I had in there.
Oh.
So that sucked.
But the wheel didn't break.
No, the wheel just kept turning.
Amazing. So back to what Camille said. Do we think would Lan have just gone off and died in the blight then? Like,
I mean,
I found the quote. The air of Kandor held the sharpness of new spring when Lan returned to the lands where he had always known he would die. And like that's literally how because it was a short novella at first, and that's literally how the novella started. And I'm like, Jordan, how to tell in one sentence that Lan is depressed? Thank you.
Yeah.
so yeah, that would probably have been Lan's story then.
I mean, I don't know, because maybe they still would have met him. Who knows? Maybe because I feel like to us that I quickly will still realize that they need a water.
Would they bond him together?
No. No.
Disgusting.
One thing that I'm curious about is that actually would they have stick together all the time, or if at some point they would have realized that maybe they can cover more ground if they go on the separate ways. I don't know. I'm struggling to find like a motivation for the two of them to leave the White Tower behind, unless for example they think it's just filled with dark friends and not like too dangerous for them to stay there with that big secret.
I think Seleucus suggested that I might have told Anaya.
Yeah. Which I don't know whether Anaya does anything in the books except, like, I don't know.
Could be motherly.
Yeah. Wearing silk. It's not silk. It's de la dentelle.
I don't know French.
Lace.
Lace.
She wear a lot of lace. That's the only thing that I know about that woman. And I only know that because Swan hates lace, and she made a comment about how she hated how Anaya dressed. Anyway.
To each their own.
So if them leaving the tower together leads to Lan not bonding with Moiraine, or Moiraine bonding Lan, I suppose. What if that means Lan dies prematurely? Would that mean, by extension, that Demon Dread stays alive for a bit longer?
Forever.
Forever, yeah. And being a sort
I mean, we wouldn't have land to train Rand either.
Yeah.
They could find out. I mean, Swan bonds a warder at some point. I can't remember his name, but
Yeah. The guy that dies in the coup.
yeah.
Swan's Warder. It's a guy
This is
we usually don't remember.
M something, maybe. Or D.
Alric.
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 Completely different letter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she must have left the tower at some point before becoming Amerlin, unless she just found him in the water grounds.
I mean, I think it may just have been someone that was training at the tower. As we do know, Swan left the White Tower at some point when she joined Moiraine. I don't remember in which town, to warn her about the Black Aja. Because when Moiraine leaves the tower, she doesn't know about the Black Aja.
Ain't that about the same time when they run into
Katsune?
Siuan, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same town.
Yeah, it's the same town, right?
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
Androl needs to read the book. I need to do a reread.
So
Someone
I
else
don't
has to remember.
I don't remember exactly in which town it is, but one of the first town. I think the first town we see after Moiraine has left the tower, which may not be the first town she's been in. It's just there's a time jump between the two. Is the town where she meets Katsune, who is with Moiraine, who was a mistress of novices, who was like Aja. And it's also like a moment where Katsune actually make a comment about how Moiraine and Swan are pedo friends, and Moiraine is like super offended about that.
Right.
And I think they met, and right after that, Moiraine is thinking about this conversation, and then she sees Swan being there. No, Swan, she meet her later on. She meet her in it's not Cancun. I don't remember the name. Shit, I'm bad at geography, at Wheel of Time geography.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I thought it was Varen who made that comment. Was it Katsune?
No, it was Katsune. Which is hilarious because then Moiraine and Katsune never interact in the main series. So the only interaction we see is that one. When do we see Swan? Yeah, Swan meet Moiraine is in Chachin. And Moiraine meets Katsune in Kowloon, and then she traveled to Chachin, and on the road she meets Lan's group, and in Chachin she sees Siuan. I think more instead of Siuan leaving the White Tower at the same time of Moiraine, I could see Siuan when she leaves the first time, like when she leaves to meet Moiraine in Chachin, staying with Moiraine after that.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, you have all of the events of New Springs that stay the same. It's just that last final decision of Siuan to go back to the tower is changed, and maybe she doesn't go back because she now knows that the Black Aja is very powerful there, because that's right after they uncovered that Marianne was Black Aja. So that could be interesting.
Yeah. So how would they handle the Emmons Field 5 coming to the two rivers? 2 Aes Sedai showing up with the warder. Maybe 2 warders.
Maybe 2 warders.
Or would they send in one of them to scout a bit, or
maybe so I think they could still split the effort but stay close to each other. So there's a bunch of different villages in the river So maybe you would have Moiraine and Lan being in Aemon's Field and Swan being in another one, and they had planned to meet back at Terran Ferry, for example, and Moiraine comes back with the 5 from Aemon Field. Well, with the 4 because Nynaeve is not with them yet. And then Swan stay with them after that.
They would have a better shot against the Trollocs. Maybe not have to go to Shadow Logoth.
Who knows? Maybe.
No dagger mats.
But the other thing is, would the tower split if Swan would never become a Merlin seed? So we will never get the Rebel Aes Sedai in Solidar. We will never get Egwene as a Merlin.
I think
it's crucial to the story.
I think a split may have been more on the Black Aja versus non-Black Aja thing instead of like Elida versus Siuan. Because I don't know, I feel like if the Black Aja had been more in power there, would it have become apparent to more people that the Black Aja had infiltrated the tower? I don't know.
Oh, so would we have go ahead, Rod.
If the tower won't split and Lian and Swan get stilled.
I mean, Swan and Lyanna, why would they be stilled? They're not Armenian. Like, Swan is not an Armenian anymore.
Because they don't get stilled. There are no Rebel Aes Sedai. Swan not being a Merlin would mean because she lets Nynaeve and Egwene, she keeps them on a long leash. She lets them wander off. It's not like, and she even trusts them and sends them off to the hunt of the Black Aja. All that stuff wouldn't happen.
Maybe the whole tower would be just run
Egwene
over with the Black Aja.
Would never train with the wise ones. Wouldn't go to the Isle Waste.
I mean, the prophecies still need to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
The pattern will shove at least Rand and the
Rand
important
and the boys,
people in the right direction.
In the books they are Targaryen, but I'm not sure because, to be honest, Nynaeve, Elaine, and Egwene have very crucial parts, and a lot of them start with Swan letting them go, or even sending them off to hunt Black Aja.
Yeah. One thing that I'm thinking about also is that shit, I already forgot about it. So yeah, I was thinking about kind of a comparison between the Sentient and the White Tower, in a sense that the Sentient are really thinking they are fighting for the light, but being manipulated by a Forsaken to do shit stuff. Even if the Sentient are shit by themselves, don't get me wrong. I feel like the White Tower would also been a lot more manipulated by the Black Aja into being a strong opponent to Rand, and that maybe that's behavior that would cause breaking between the tower, within the tower, because I'm assuming some Aes Sedai must realize that if you are doing everything to try to steal the dragon, that's not gonna go well. So maybe the split would still happen because it's very much on how you should deal with the Dragon Reborn, and not really just about Swan.
True, but would Egwene become a Merlin of the Rebel Aes Sedai? Because I think I feel she's announced a Merlin seat because of the work in the shadows that is done by Lian and Swan, tempting the other sisters that she's young, that they could control her.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is that Egwene is still Rand's friend, so the split tower, like the rebel tower, could still see the same interest in Egwene, which is she's young, she's she's manipulable. I don't know, easy to manipulate, and she's friend with the Dragon Reborn. And also, like, while like this is an event that that is happening, like Swan leaving the White Tower behind is something that happens 20 years before the event of the main books, and like it's hard to see how much would have changed because butterfly effect and this kind of thing. However, there's those big thing within the pattern kind of. And we know the pattern always try to bring some events back. And if, for example, it was in Egwene's destiny to become Merlin, I feel like at some point something would have happened so that she would have become one. So
the pattern will make it so.
Like, for example, we were talking about the Wise Ones. Maybe Egwene will want to join the Wise Ones because she knows the White Tower is actively fighting against the Dragon Reborn and she doesn't want to take any part of that. So maybe she would actively run away from the White Tower to find a way to learn elsewhere because she doesn't think she can betray Rand like that.
The pattern will find a way.
Yeah. It would be a big mess still. But
yeah. Would change the story quite a bit, at least.
It would be a completely different story, in my opinion. Yeah. It would have been very funny. I feel like Swan and Matt, for example, could have a very fun interaction. I don't know why I think about those two specifically, but I don't know. It's
yeah, I think besides Swan being strong and very straightforward, she also is still the daughter of a fisherman.
Yeah.
She likes to curse. And if I remember correctly, from New Spring, we get some POVs or some things back from the White Tower when they were still
this is not accepted.
Yeah, they tricked their fellow accepted and even some sisters, so they were quite cheeky as well as Matt is.
They try to put some mice in Elida's bed right before they got raised, like the night before they got raised to sister.
Right.
Yeah, she's a trickster. She's Swan. I think Swan, if she had not been an Merlin seat and had to conform to to the rules of the tower, Swan outside of the tower probably would have looked very different to what people usually think an Aes Sedai should be, and maybe that would have been something that the kids from Emmons Field would have actually appreciated.
Yeah.
She would have been more of a naive character, just like breaking all convention, I think.
Yeah.
A bit of potty mouth instead of.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody, but I gotta go.
Okay.
So see you next week. Bye bye.
See you next
Androl.
See you
Bye.
next
Have a great
week.
time.
Bye. Thank you for today. So would Moiraine and Siuan have continued their relationship?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yes,
Stupid question.
yeah,
if they're
Develop
together,
their-
why not?
yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you consider, like, I mean, so in the books they don't continue their relationship, but their relationship in the books is there's a lot of heteronormativity in it. It's like, yeah, it's gay until graduation, very much. If you consider more like their characters in the show, for example, considering they still kept this relationship 20 years after it, if they had stayed like in close physical presence during those 20 years, like, yeah, why
They would
would they not
disagree.
stay together too? So yeah, would have been fun.
I think
They
that's what it is.
probably would have kept thinking for a long time whether they had actually made the good decision of staying together and being like, did we make a selfish decision there instead of prioritizing the safety of the world, especially if they like see how the White Tower turns out with the Black Aja. Yeah, she really dislikes that. She hates it, but she goes there because she goes back to the tower because she has this opportunity to work very closely with the Blue Aja spy network, and she thinks this information will be very important for the dragon later on.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had that information in the same way.
Yeah,
So that might make it take longer maybe for them to actually get to Emmons Field.
yeah, but maybe they would have made their own network because Moiraine does have her own eyes and ears. So yeah. Yeah.
Right. Do we think it will still be a win for the light?
I want to say yes, but I'm not very objective about that. It's,
No, but I it might be just I'm losing words.
it's so different from the books that it's hard to say.
Yeah, there's so many different aspects. I mean, Tom would probably still be in Emmons Field if they end up there at the same time.
Yeah.
That story might go very differently then. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe Siuan and Moiraine wouldn't bring the Wonder Girls to the tower? Two of them, because Elaine would be there. Because they know it's through and through with Black Aja and no one's there to trust. That they would train them themselves. So we might not get Elaine.
Elaine on her own. Yeah. That would be sad.
Yeah, but
for
the thing is that it would depend on how much of a secret it is that the White Tower is infiltrated by the Black Aja. In a sense that if Moiraine and Siuan are the only one knowing, they don't really have a justification to prevent Nynaeve and Egwene from going. And maybe they would send them to the White Tower as spies.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna meet the other sister like on on their travels with the five from Emonfield. And it's hard to justify from two Aes Sedai why they wouldn't send to the tower to person who could totally be novices.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess we must assume that the Black Aja is still gonna try to operate mostly in the shadows. Not
Yeah.
just announce it. Hey, here we are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they want to present the united front and things like that. So, yeah, they might send them to the tower still. This is a difficult one.
Yeah.
It's nearly like the one last week with Perrin. There's so many aspects to consider, and there's so many ripple effects.
Yeah, but like
But
that's the
then-
fun thing about those moments is that it pushes us to consider different ramification of the plots, different story elements, and see what would have go. And we are not gonna have like a definite answer on this is absolutely what's gonna happen, but it's nice to theorize about it, I guess.
Would they push Lanthir through the red stone door frame together?
Oh gosh, would both of them go through the doorway, like the twisted doorway in Tyr, and then like go through Ridwen?
Probably
Written.
not. I think they're pretty good at just what do you say? Distributing tasks. There's like, you do this,
Yeah.
I'll do that, and it will be like a waste of time and energy for them to do the exact same things all the time.
Yeah, but like the red door, typically it's 3 more questions that you can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go in one after another and check.
That is true.
Or maybe one of them would go, so they can have 3 questions right now, and they keep the other doesn't go, so that she has the opportunity later on in the story to go through it if she thinks they still need more answer.
All right. So they could send them the girls Black Aja hunting in the tower.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Swan would send them Black Aja hunting in the tower, which I like. And yes, Swan was like, I mean, in that situation, there would be no reason for Moiraine to write a letter to Tom, so the letter would be to Swan. So Swan would go through the Tower of Genji to save Moiraine. Also, I love the comment about Moiraine and Swan would have a secret power base to operate from. Yes, they would. I feel like, yes, they would have, or at least they would have a very well constructed network of spy, and also they would have good communication between the two of them, and probably the only people with good communication in the whole world. So
Hopefully.
yeah.
Okay. Do we have any? We've been going on for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done, I think. I mean, I could find other things to do to talk about, but I think we talk about a bunch of different aspects. So
Yeah. So, do we want to call it a night and just spin next week's Flicker, or how are you feeling?
So I have to go to work in 9 minutes. So
Yeah.
it would be
Okay.
Yeah.
So
fun if we
and let's spin for next week then.
and send everybody off to good night.
Oh, there's actually a good comment regarding the bond. They wouldn't even need a bond to feel the other. Would actually Swan and Moiraine bond each other at some point? If they were traveling together, that could be like, for them, it could be a practical way to know what's going on with the other, no matter what.
maybe they would become first sisters.
Yeah, I don't think they would be like
When
would be
they're,
into other people tradition.
yeah.
And
Because
I don't think they would consider each other as sisters. In any case.
no, but to because there isn't other woman bonded as a water in the Wheel of Time until
Brigitte.
until Brigitte, and it's just done to save her life, to prevent her from dying again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would they break with this tradition? Maybe they would.
They might experiment. It's tough.
That's why I went for first sisters, because I'm not sure they would break that tradition.
Yeah, but like the thing is that the first sister tradition is a Nile culture thing, and
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have a particular connection to that. Okay, let's spin for next week.
Spin, spin, spin.
Oh,
That's a nice one.
What if
That's-
Elvier could channel?
that's interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, so that will be next week's starting discussion. Yeah, so thank you everyone for putting up with the tired hosts this week. And yeah. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe in the Flickerverse, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye all. Have a great week. See you next week.